The sixth door. $10.99 to... This is my tale. And the maid's tale. A tale of a foolish, naive girl. Looking back at it now, I'm ashamed of everything. But I will tell you my story in its entirety without embellishments. I ask that you please not let go of my hand. You know, kicking right back after this. Oh gosh, do the people who killed Michelle find her, or did she just resolve to go back to the mansion ugh, herself? I mean, the dad is dead, so they don't need to worry about that. But the mom is gonna be an issue. Don't know how the rest of Michelle's brothers actually take the whole thing evolving with her yet. Barely know anything about them. The only things the knights left behind were a garment and a large pool of your blood. Blood had seeped into the fabric and was beginning to dry. When I clenched it in my hand, I made soft, crackling sounds. The oppressive stench of death lingered in the tower. Michelle, no point in life without you. You know that, right? Have a wonderful family? No, I can't do that. Hey, Michelle, answer me. Come back to me. I don't care if it's just a ghost. I just need you here with me. Come back to me. Talk to me about nothing and about everything. Be irritated with me when I do something stupid. Scoff at me whenever I tell a bad joke. Trounce me at chess again. Put your arms around me. One more time. Come on. I'm begging you. If you won't come back to me, then I'll go to you. I don't care if that's not what you wanted for me. This world without you is meaningless. Okay, so that's where the whole voice thing came in. No comment about that. I just got reminded of something else. Dying won't guarantee you get to see him again. Oh, hi. Hi there, Mrs. Butterfly. You came in this not so great time of need, honestly. Anything involving you is gonna make things worse, honestly. He spends all this time refusing to talk to me, and when he finally does, he begs me to save his love. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Rather disappointing, to be honest. Who who are you? My name is Fata. Last name Fata, first name Morgana. Quite daft, aren't you? Within these walls, I'm everywhere. So if we just leave these walls, does that mean that you'd be gone forever? Or because now that Giselle can hear you, now that you're stuck like this forever with the two of them? God damn it. And you've heard of me before. What? I have no... Oh, heavens, you're slow. Is that pretty head of yours only for decoration? What? But no, there's no one else. You might be thicker than those walls, my dear. Although, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You never did believe anything Michelle said about me. Thought he was going mad. This is brilliant. There's no way. It can't be. Thy psychosis and delusions have spread. Again, what is that one thing that what was it? A doctor character. Again, not trying to be spoilery towards Higurashi, even down to a simple name, honestly. What's that doctor in Higurashi said, say about, it was a sort of, the name for this sort of disorder, a delusion, honestly, which it can be easily shared amongst people, honestly, if they even just hear about it. What is that called? I've been trying to find it, but I short of rewatching the entirety of Higurashi because I have no idea where exactly it was said first off. I'm gonna be able to go through the entire series all over again just to find that one single term. Oh my good gosh. There's no way. It can't be. Cursed witch Morgana? No, my name is Susan. Shut up. Oh, you even know my name, do you? You were there! What? Or unless your whole thing is you just come and go as you please. Like, you're not even here, honestly. So, like, you're just here, like, stuck in the walls, or just, like, you have a fun time just, like, going through the entire, like, everywhere in the mansion, honestly. Just, like, nah, these two should just, like, go off and do their own stupid fucking thing. I'm gonna be over here just well, admiring the paint drying over here. It would appear my legend has survived longer than I expected. I can't remember if Michelle actually brought up, like, Morgana's name or not. I suppose I should thank all the humans who passed it down for me. You actually exist? I most certainly do, my dear. As I recall, you don't believe in the supernatural, do you? Ghosts are weird. Ghosts are stupid. It's hard to deny when that very witch is talking to you right this moment, isn't it? Michelle was not even slightly mad, my dear. I told him he was better off without his sanity, but he refused to listen. It's a bargaining thing. Like, it's not just a slow descent of madness. It's like, hey, can you just give me your sanity for me, please? I'll make it worth your while. No. But I can give you anything your heart desired. No. Just like a simple just yes or no. My god. He wasn't deranged. Oh, his surroundings were. Yay, victim of circumstance, His environment, the people around him, his whole world. Okay, you're putting on, you explain the metaphor, like, also too thick, honestly. Can you imagine how dreadful that must have been? To be the only sane resident in a world gone utterly mad, so everyone outside is also gone mad, including us. Oh boy. It's a miracle he managed to keep his head. Remember what you said just before he died, my dear? You said it was all in his head. He said he couldn't tell the difference between illusion and reality. Well, maybe the fact that it was all in his head a tiny bit makes sense because you can only hear Morgana in your own head. But this next line. You said he had long since gone insane. Shout at the top of your lungs. No, that's not what I meant. Oh, poor Michelle. If only you had believed about the witch. I feel bad for you two, though. You have my pity. What did you ever do to deserve this? Oh, and just to be perfectly clear, I have played no part in either your or Michelle's misfortune. Forgive me if I don't believe that wholeheartedly outright, even in some small part. The only force to blame for that is fate. Wow, can you tell me what your first name is again? You are a good, honest, joyful, lovable woman. I'm not gonna go down an entire tirade about fate and destiny again, god damn it. And look at how the world treated you. May I ask you something? Was it you who sealed me in the tower? Yes, it was. That was what Michelle wanted, and so it shall be. Bargaining for bargaining. I took his sanity just because I can have it finally. Once I told him I can grant his wish, so I did as he asked. No, it looks like that ended up causing even more pain. How tragic. So, you're planning to die? I wonder if it's a case that, like, just throwing something out that even Morgana only has, like, only power within these mansion walls, or anyone that they latched onto, honestly. That whole thing. Are you hoping to reunite with him in heaven? That plan's destined to fail from the outset, my dear. God teaches that suicide's a sin, and you'll go to hell for it. Then, I will not kill you. Why not? Because I swore to Michelle that I would save your life. Okay, save, again, how about, can we go with instead of like save and survive, how about thrive? Would that be a better word to use here? Oh, poor Giselle. If you have any other wish, I'll be happy to grant it. I can't bear to see you so miserable. A wish. You have but a single desire right now. To see him once more. Isn't that right, Giselle? Are you saying you can make that happen? You'll bring him back to life for me? The forces of life and death are outside my realm. That is God's territory, or the angels. Wait, what was that one angel in the mansion's like glass stained window called? What was it named? Was it also called Michael? Let's talk to him then instead. However, I can guarantee you this. His reincarnation? No, his reconstruction. Okay, so it's mostly just ghosts. God. His reconstruction? Yes. You can meet him again. Not in this life, but in some future life. Just imagine it. Finding your beloved again after overcoming so much tragedy. I guess in a way, the reconstruction, like just calling it that, kind of makes sense. It's not one-to-one, honestly. That's actually an interesting way I actually put reincarnation. 10, 20, maybe 100 long years from now, you're finally reunited. Oh, yay. Doesn't that sound marvelous? True, unparalleled love in its purest form. Unless you corrupt it. What do you think? Just because he can bring his soul back doesn't make it Michelle. I want to be with him, the brusque, impenetrable, slightly immature, but gentle as a butterfly man. The man who sincerely deeply loved me. If it's the same soul in different body, he still call him my Michelle? Oh, my apologies. You beat me to the punchline. You did so with such ardor, you threw me off balance. You're exactly right. The idea that if your love is strong enough, you can both be reborn and have exactly the same relationship is utter fairy tale nonsense. You must be the same people to have the same love. Which is why I'm not promising his rebirth or reincarnation, but his reconstruction. Slightly different than reincarnation, but yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it. Your wish can become reality, Giselle. As long as you wish for it with all your heart, it can come true. Oh my god, just wish upon a star and your dreams will come true. I'll wish for his reconstruction as well. So you're not the one who makes the reconstruction, you're just the one who facilitates the wish. What was the next hierarchy in this little power chain right here? Who actually makes it happen? Who makes it happen instead of calls the order to it? God. You have a witch asking to make this happen, my dear. So you can be confident that I will bear fruit. Bear fruit. And you wish for him to remain as himself. If he truly loves you, and he too wishes to reunite with you, your wish shall be granted. Will he really wish with me? I most certainly will, my poor and pitiful dear Giselle. I shall offer up my most heartfelt prayers for you. Then, I'll wish for it. Until the moment of my death, I'll keep wishing for us to be reunited as the same people. I can't guarantee your reconstruction, though. Oh. Well, I guess I'm on this version, the maid too right now, so we. What? I only said and guaranteed his. Yeah, okay, but now thinking about reconstruction, honestly, I'm the whole beginning of the game started with him dying from a crucifixion. So, don't know if that's still in the same exact death for Michelle, honestly, unless you learn about it in the same door later, or Michelle's the only reconstruction I will wish for, because I don't have any lingering attachment to you, my dear. I just met you. I will not ask for yours. Why not? You're not looking at a benevolent wish-granting goddess or an angel with a magic bow and arrow. Cupid. You're looking at a cursed witch. And how am I to be with him again? I can offer you but one option to allow you to reunite with your reconstructed Michelle. Tell me, what do I have to do? You must live. Here. With me. Live with you? What do you mean? It was Michelle who resurrected me, but he could not serve as my guide. Resurrected? The first thing that comes to mind is like making a deal with the devil, but again, unless he literally made that sort of weird resurrection ritual back at his own like home mansion, honestly, and then it just followed him to this mansion, this same exact mansion. Then how exactly was he run out for all that? If my theory honestly is completely wrong, like he didn't do the ritual back at home and people saw it and it's like, ah, devilry, witchcraft, then like Morgana be resurrected here in his house. It would feel more appropriate, honestly, if they were resurrected here in this place. Because the mansion is literally everywhere across the globe in every single time period now, so why not? Man, I wonder what a door would be like in a modern day. Cell phones everywhere. God. We cannot serve as my guide. I have work to do, but I cannot do it alone. I need a guide to assist me. Because as you can see, I have no body. This house did not exist in this world, then perhaps I might be able to give myself form. My soul's form. Don't understand anything you're saying. You don't need to understand. All I need from you is for you to show your utmost hospitality to the people I'm expecting to show up at this mansion someday. Entertain your guests? My next immediate thought was about the Fae. Yay. How if you don't abide by their laws of hospitality, you'll be cursed. Oh boy. Entertain your guests? That's right, my dear. Michelle isn't the only one whose reconstruction I am wishing for. There are others. Several heinous sinners. Several heinous sinners. Reconstructions. I'm assuming there are people who also came back to the same house as Michelle is right now or going through as. But, I'm trying to think if anyone in the other doors classify anyone actually should be showcased up as in there. Well, Maria comes to mind, honestly, in a twisted sense, honestly, that no that was on the floor that still hasn't been given an answer yet. So, I want you to serve as a maid, and watch over them when they arrive. Till then, keep the house in good condition. Well, I mean, the house was pretty barren, and honestly, there was dust everywhere even then still, so I don't know about how that job came about and be. What are you scheming? That's something you truly need to know, my dear. All you need to do is wish upon a star. Pray for the day your beloved appears before you again. The day he wraps his arms around you once more. You're using that phrase a lot. Wraps you around his arms. One word, Giselle. That's all I require. Yes, and the contract has been made. Do you want to see him again? Do you want to hear his voice again? I can promise you'll have your happiness back. What reason is there to hesitate? Because selling your soul to the devil, I guess, in a weird sense. Even if well, I guess that'd still be as sort of appeasing, like how many people ascribe that Satan would be. Be appeased to the dark side. It's alluring, addictive. Come over. There isn't one. We're simply going to give up. I wonder, what would happen if he said no? If he disappeared from this world? How will Michelle react when he comes back? Will he be sad? Angry? Or will he forget about you? And fall into the arms of another woman? No. No, he can't. Then make up your mind. Will you come with me? Or will you throw it all away? If I'd given a little more thought, I would have realized she was manipulating me. And she was just telling me what I wanted to hear. Yeah, basically. I believed her. I accepted her proposition. As unbelievable as it sounded, my desire for it to be real overpowered everything. It was impossible not to grasp the straw she was dangling in front of me. That was all I could do at the time. The witch's voice also had an inexplicable power to it. Made me believe, as outrageous as it was, that she really could bring you back, reconstruct you. Maybe because I'd seen her turn a door into an immovable wall. Maybe because I heard her disembodied voice. But I don't think those are enough to explain it. Just imagine, like, by the end of this, we just learn that instead of literally changing the property of the door, they literally just have poltergeist abilities and nothing else. They just absolutely just tie that rope to their side of the wall without anything else, nothing else. God. I guess she had me under a spell. Oh, okay, so is this whole thing like you slightly have sort of free will, but what was it? Like you're sort of a hypnotic trance, like you're compelled to do this or that, but it's still up to your decision, or literally you can feel like it's not under your control, but you can still kind of resist in a sense, but it's just not gonna end so well. Headaches, repression, or whatever have you. That was the moment I became the maid. But I assure you was, at that point, still the same Giselle you knew and loved. Because she's been in, like the Purgatory Mansion for who knows how long. Probably after a certain point, you would just try to repress, like, all the terrible circumstances around it. And try to, like, maybe make the most of it. Make the most of it. Well, or at least the best that you can. I'm probably thinking about, probably this door, honestly, and just, like, this proposition and what she, like, I guess went through. Maybe, like, going through the other doors? Or probably be the main reason she just didn't want to talk about it. Maybe, like, well, obviously in combination with the whole, like, tagline for this game, then like, it's fine that you can witness, like, people's tragedies. It's a different matter entirely if you witness your own. So there's that. But I also heard that there's been some times that even some, psychologists and, like therapists actually, after hearing so many people go through so many terrible things, honestly, the therapists also need to get a therapist. Which I'm, just thinking of therapyception, honestly, just enough to make me giggle, honestly. But I wonder if that plays a part, honestly. Like, just doesn't want to even think about the reason why she got inducted, or like sort of entranced to follow along with this. The sound of the rain never seems to stop. Am I hallucinating it, maybe? Wow, no, Michelle, when you're going over the Purgatory Mansion, does that mean, did you hear weather outside? Any wind or anything? From the moment I lent my ear to the witch's sweet temptations, the mansion underwent an unimaginable transformation. No light shone through the windows, despite them still being unobstructed. Not morning, day, or evening. In fact, the concepts of morning, day, and evening did not seem to exist. Darkness resembled that of when the windows had all been sealed off. There was something more fundamentally unreal about it. Like it was hovering over a vast, all-consuming abyss within a constant maze of malice. Oh, so you immediately get transported here. Huh. I honestly thought I'd like them to be a bit more. I guess with Michelle's family going on, I guess, a tiny bit. Before it gets to this point. Well, mostly just only a tiny bit more, like maybe more context about that. And then it goes to this somehow. Whether or not they just do a time jump or whatever. Or, yeah, I guess the pacing would be off, honestly. They did that. Man. Some of the things with the ideas, fine, but the pacing would just feel so off that you have to cut it. God damn it. Those are the worst feelings. I felt like I had been cast in some unknown realm, and that was why there was nothing beyond the windows. And the house is not only the thing that underwent changes, I too is no exception. Why am I in these outfit now? In the blink of an eye, all my basic human urges have vanished. Oh. I stopped feeling hungry. I no longer needed sleep. Naturally, I was bewildered by what was happening to me, what I was turning into. I think I'll take a look around. Yeah, it feels like we're on the cusp of literally the same exact sentiment of I'm no longer turning human again sort of feeling again. Maybe there've been other changes. Now the whole mansion has no color. Yay. This is not what I wanted when I wanted to be stuck in this mansion for the rest of my life. I don't want to keep painting the walls, honestly, just to seep out the color again. So I meandered through the mansion's halls. My original intent was to explore the entire house. I found myself drawn toward one room in particular. Well, obviously the bedroom. That's right, your bedchamber. There was no light, not a trace of color remaining in your chambers. But the bed was the same shape, the walls the same texture, the curtains the same design as when you had been alive. Michelle. I'm praying. I'm always praying that someday we'll meet again. I'm trying to even think that even now, I don't think even she had that big reaction actually to well, I guess like after waiting so long, honestly, maybe, but she didn't have a really big reaction at the very beginning of the game when we met up with her. Can't tell if like, oh god, that'd be actually kind of terrible if like her own emotions also been tempered, honestly, or maybe just that whole thing of like finding out of the whole seeing everything with other, I guess, other guests that come through, honestly, like her expectation been tempered, honestly, or yeah, she's like, what was it, just like the same way of like the tragedy of her own life. She just already is like sort of conditioned to like what is a good word to put this? Not put too much hopes or excitement into it until, I guess, it fully comes to fruition, I guess. I guess there's that. It'd be kind of interesting actually see this whole door just be all entirely about how this whole purgatory, like, scene actually is maintained and what have you. Oh, there's something under the bed. What could it be? It's that painting. Yeah, the one that was destroyed. And again, I'm still wondering why Michelle just didn't throw it in the fire, if it's what I think it is. I never did get to ask why he got so angry at me seeing this. If it's actually literally like the person like he fell in love with actually, and like in that sort of like background, like a flashback, honestly, that I guess anxiety spike, honestly. If that was the person, then I guess that makes sense. But then it makes raise the whole other question of why the absolute fuck would his family actually send these paintings all the way to him, honestly? Like, what? What? Why? Because either way, honestly, no matter which way I could think of it, of why this painting, of any idea what this painting is meant to be, it just all comes down to, wow, your family was complete assholes, weren't they? I'm sure it's something he didn't want to be reminded of. Perhaps something to do with his family. I was right now pressuring him about it. What? What? Oh, hi. What? Are we gonna hear voices from the painting now? Okay, never mind. Is this... Will this be the person who, like, we taught in the art piece, the painting on the wall before coming into, like the last door, honestly. I'm pretty sure it was the person who said, like, they made or owned the painting? Not that itself, so, What the... Did the painting just... smirk at me? Oh, God. Jeez, Giselle. What are you doing tripping over yourself? It's just that cursed witch messing with your head. And you get spooked over a tasteless prank. Oh, when I stumbled, I guess I knocked a drawer open. There's something inside. Letters, it looks like? I shouldn't touch these, they're not mine. But you have all the time in the world now, right? But... I was thinking Michelle's to have... Something to remember him by. His letters would be in his handwriting. They would contain his words. Please forgive me, Michelle. I don't mean you any ill will, but I'm gonna take these. I must say, there are also an impressive number of... What the... What on earth? It's like someone dumped an inkwell on every page, but why? Is this the witches doing too? What, is the whole fucking drawer covered in ink? Or bloody... Or just blood or bloody ink? Jesus. Yeah, it has to be. It must have been her. It definitely wasn't you, Michelle. Was it? I mean, would it be a problem if he did do that? He just didn't want to see those letters again? But again, it comes to mind again of him, if he decided to completely destroy those letters and the painting itself, Why not utterly destroy it each time? Why not cast in the flames, honestly? What is this? Is it a weird longing, honestly, for the past, honestly, or what? The front door. I wonder what it's like outside. I can't get it open. What's going on? I mean, the bar isn't set, but it won't budge an inch. It's just like up in the tower. Well, time to grab a step stool and just burst through a window. I know the windows. Yes, there you go. Now you're thinking with portals. They should open. Then I can... What's going on here? What the heck is going on? It's like there's a visible wall in front of the window. Man, you can't even longingly just like sit in front of the window looking gazingly outside. Man, you can't even have that aesthetic to it. God damn it. My hand won't go any farther. This is rich, but what else can I do but laugh? Well, if you're gonna be that desperate, I'm douse the fire in the fireplace and climb up the chimney. Hopefully it opens up there. What in the world? This is madness. Hurry up, Michelle. Return to me. And get me out of here. Please, get me out of here. I had no idea how to explain anything that had happened to the mansion. But it was clear enough that I was imprisoned within its walls. I was all alone in a nebulous sphere of bleak darkness. Beyond its walls lay void. The layout of the house remained unchanged. I felt as though I had wandered into a twisting labyrinth. I could cry, but there was no one there to soothe me. All it did was provoke her disembodied cackling, which she followed with, "You chose this, my dear, so you need to hold yourself together and keep wishing." My only real pastime was cleaning. I dusted the same corners again and again, swept the same floors, polished the same dishes. One day, I decided I would read the books that's in the library. Despite there being more than 100 volumes, I finished every one of them in what felt like no time at all. My life was a never-ending cycle. Day in and day out, day in and day out, day out and day in. The house had no visitors. No one. Rather, nothing at all set foot upon the property. So how long was it until, I guess, the mansion decided, let's go globe hopping? Or, like, is this, or, I guess another weird thing is just, because of the whole entire idea about, they can make reconstructions, the witch made reconstruction of you to be put in place during, serving the mansion, when, the mansion goes in the real world, but your actual self is just stuck here in the purgatory realm, instead of actually meeting guests, that's a weird twist. That's actually a kind of twisted contract, actually. Like, not even just the whole thing of promising them guests will come in, honestly. No, it's not you, but your own reconstruction. Weren't you listening, my dear? We can do that entirely. God. There are no signs of life whatsoever there. No birds sing in the morning. No cats sunbathing in the garden. No mice scurrying about the kitchen. No creepy crawly insects. It's been a while since I heard anyone just call them creepy crawlies. There was nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that broke the long stretch of silence was her voice. Tell me, was she kind to you? Was she friendly and courteous? Because she was quite harsh when she spoke to me. Nope, that tracks, honestly. It tracks a lot, honestly, from little we've seen of him, Michelle just talking to himself. These are the kinds of things she would always saying to me. He didn't show up today, did he, my dear? Are you still praying, my dear? I'm nobody's dear. I'm a doe, thank you very much. Do you think he will actually come, my dear? I'm still wishing, just like I promised, my dear. You know why he hasn't come for you, my dear? Because perhaps he doesn't actually really love you as much as you thought. My dear. My dear, my dear, my dear, my dear, my dear, my doe. Have you lost your mind? That's the only reason why. Can you please give me your sanity? It's literally just how the Fae would just be like, can I have your name? Oh yes, my name is this. Ha, you can't have this name anymore, yoink, just straight from your head. Shut up, I've had enough, I'm done with you. Enough, please, enough already. Oh, what's got you all so worked up? You love to talk, don't you? So why not have a nice little chat with me? This is not a chat, it's a one-sided conversation. Maybe not in your mind, my dear. You seem to think chatting only constitutes conversations you enjoy. I don't think the words usage needs to be so restricted personally. You're just getting off on watching me squirm. Oh, not at all. Do you feed off of the suffering? You'll have my best wishes if he ever does show up for you. Ooh, so scary. Ooh, so scary. You're making that face when he shows up. He might not recognize you. What? You haven't looked in a mirror recently, have you? Go on then, my dear. See just how frightful you become. Oh my gosh, it's exactly my same face. Oh, which was right. I looked nightmarish. My face is pale and lifeless, my eyes hollow, my cheeks sunken, big bags beneath my eyes. My hair has lost its sheen and it grew wildly. Maybe it's just the mirror itself is cursed. You're not exactly seeing what is actually there. Again, do we need to go into this? I was quickly losing everything that made me recognizable as me. The thoughts sent a shiver down my spine. Again, going down from not turning turning away from being human to a creature, I guess, in a sense. Although this is more literal than the metaphor I was going with from the last door. This isn't me. This is some kind of trick. You're trying to deceive me. There you go. That a girl. You're catching on really quickly. The manipulation from the last door is helping you. Base accusations. That's a base accusation right there. You really must stop blaming people every time something doesn't turn out the way you want, my dear. Oh yay, my favorite pastime, gaslighting. But my faith is more. The worst part is actually that even if even if you stay strong on a state, it comes to a point that if you're stuck in this whole place honestly still, and the witch honestly has all the power honestly of who to bring into the mansion honestly, then God, it's gonna be, especially over time and space, actually thinking about it, all that, because the mansion goes all over the place, and that means that quite honestly and quite literally that she just plays the waiting game. All until you play by her rules, or if you don't, either forced your own by your own hand, or literally just, I don't know, I was gonna say death, but what would be more fitting here? Total eradication of the soul, I guess, in a sense. But my face is more what? More expressive, more cheerful, brighter, rosier. You're right, you never were this gloomy, were you? Right, I wasn't. I was always more cheerful than this. Naive girl, could you be any more narcissistic? Well, I'd rather be narcissistic than whatever this nightmarish hell is. Huh? What you're looking at is undeniably exactly what you look like now. Time did not do that to you, nor did I. Negative energy oozing from within you is what's causing you to take on this form. Oh, so it's literally just if I feel like a monster, I'll turn into a monster type of thing right here. I mean, well, if someone likes being a monster, then what does that mean for them? Do you think you didn't have any dark, ugly emotions inside you? Did you believe you would always be able to smile, no matter what? Because now my next thought is honestly, if I'm, going back to the trans metaphor, honestly, if you're happy, become more happy, does that shape to, I guess who you really want to be or whatever? But I doubt that this realm would even bother doing that, so I'm not gonna hold my breath about that. If we even can need to breathe anymore. Did you assume you were pure and beautiful? I don't know about the pure part. I don't think anyone even can qualify as that. Even if someone is as innocent as possible, they would still have at least some go into other thoughts, honestly, even if they don't even indulge in them or anything like that, or even have dark thoughts, honestly, they would still be able to conceive it. So I don't think there's anyone out there who'd be even be able to be classified as pure, honestly. Don't let that exist, my dear. What you see in the mirror is the true you. Your hideous, twisted heart. If you weren't always being this nasty, this never would have happened. Anyone's heart would be twisted listening to you long enough. There you go, you're putting it right into perspective. Sir Saint Michel's heart was twisted too. I spoke to him for years. Well, didn't you also say that he rebuked and like decided to completely just ignore you any way he can, honestly? The only sounds of it, he only just started talking back to you only recently. Probably because you were making more enticing offers, because now there's something you actually did care about recently. So yeah. So yeah, no, fuck you. Again, the whole thing, like, if his heart was twisted, honestly, then it was a great kind of twisted then. No, I'm just cheesing. I suppose I may have crossed the line there. I mean, you know ill will, Giselle. Honest. I don't know about that. Allow me to give you one word of advice, though. Look at yourself in the mirror often. If you keep deteriorating at this rate, end up looking like a corpse. When Michelle comes and sees you, he won't jump for joy, but run away, screaming in terror. Stop talking. Please stop. You know, Giselle, this is only the very beginning. He might not show up for 100 years. I can't live that long. Absolutely brilliant. You still think you're alive? What? When you agreed to come with me, you ceased to be in this world. Because you wanted to chase after this, now you're unintentionally stuck in this path. I feel like there's probably like, now there's definitely probably been several others like stories, honestly, where as a kid maybe that sort of goes into that. Man, I'm trying to think, is there even any kind of story that, like, I guess, like, goes to that level? Like, I'm chasing after a dream and now I'm pay the price for it. I know there's probably like a lot of stories. Definitely a lot of stories that definitely would have that sort of like trope or theme, honestly, to the end. Or I guess like someone's own what was it? I guess fixation, honestly, drove them to be this way. Like, that's normal tragedy stuff. But goddamn it, I can't think of anything that comes to mind. Anything specific outside of this game. So don't worry about time, my dear. You can wait as long as it takes. As long as it takes for him to arrive. As the witch had suggested, I started checking my appearance in the mirror every day. I wanted to ensure I didn't turn into some horrifying creature. Well, is there still a running bath or whatever, or well, you can actually go outside and use the shower? If that even matters. Do you need to? Did your hair get greasy or whatever? My hair grew, so time seemed to be passing, but didn't appear to age at all. The flow of time had become perplexingly vague and uncertain. Was it stopped? Was it moving? I couldn't tell. On occasion, I would practice smiling in front of the mirror. My smile was, after all, my one really distinctive feature. A certain you had seen me smiling more than anything. Well, I'm pretty sure it was a wide smile with an open mouth, honestly. So you had your mouth in a closed mouth the entire time, honestly. So well, you did have your thinking about it. There was sprites that had you smile with your mouth closed. So I guess there's that, but still. I'm thinking back to those CGs, honestly. The CG when they were just reading a book together. That's the first thing that came to mind. Even my appearance had changed drastically. I thought you would still be able to recognize me by my smile. Wait, does that mean like you still think like you still look in the mirror and actually see like that? I guess well, just because I can't think of a better way to put it, even though I don't like using it. Like, you just see yourself as a monster in the mirror, like, quite honestly, literally, and we don't. Even though, like, Michelle, like, in this coming to this state, like, doesn't even know who you are at first. So, you'd still be able to recognize me with my smile. Woman standing alone in front of a mirror, practicing how to smile. I'm sure that was quite the comical sight. And that was about how my days went, for an incomprehensibly long time. Okay, time to yep, okay, jumping all the way into the future. Is it gonna go to the other doors? 1200 BC. No. Also, I do gotta say, like, it's nice that they're combining both them. I guess the UIs that Michelle and Giselle had and have them together here, just to showcase like what was it like? I guess like how like they meet up again in the future, or at least her wish for it to be there to come to true. So for the first 100 years, I kept track of how much time had passed. An hour, a day, a month, a year, 10 years, 50. But once it has surpassed a person's average lifespan, the counting started driving me mad, and so I stopped. I would think you would actually grow even more insane before that. My sense of time began to numb. Put to sleep, I spent my days in a trance-like state. Probably the closest thing you can get to sleep, honestly. Just that or just meditation. Doing so, I was less aware of the passage of time, which made it a little easier to bear. Spent in this bubble of time, my mind went out to you. Even more time passes. Another 100 years, we... Man, God, I can't remember what was like the very, what was it, the latest door? I think it was like the 17 or 1800s, honestly, from Jacopo and Maria. And whoever the white-haired girl is actually called by now at this point, whether or not she actually existed, or some weird reincarnation, reconstruction thingy, or whatever have you, whatever this game uses as its own terminology. Next thing I lost a sense of was myself. I lived as a human for 21 years, just spending nearly 10 times that trapped in the mansion. I began to feel like that was all I ever had been. That maybe my past is all a construction of my imagination. That as an otherworldly being, I would merely fantasize about being human. Had I actually had a family? Had there actually been other people in the world? Did cities and villages really exist? Was there really ever a time when light shone through these windows? When we were happy? But I knew if I started doubting everything, I wouldn't be able to maintain myself. So I settled on believing one thing, that you, Michelle, were real. That you had been with me. That I had loved you. And that it was you I was waiting for. I try to always remember that one fact. And it keeps on going. God, I'm getting reminded like the sort of routine like that was present that was in cooking companions, honestly. Like man, like them days go by short, honestly, and just jump ahead sometimes. Like man, the way how the atmosphere of that game works, honestly, for it was actually oh so well done. I actually like that game way more than the sequel. What was it? Oh, god damn it. Dead Weight. Like honestly, there's something about that which didn't reach the same height. It was trying to be ambitious, but still. Hmm. My characteristic energy and cheer were disappearing. By then, I hardly ever raised my voice anymore. In response to that change, the witch seemed to treat me a little nicer. Wait, about what again? Sorry? Just to be sure I had that right. I hardly ever raised my voice anymore. Oh, but because you're not so happy anymore, now we'll be nicer. Keep your enthusiasm to yourself, my dear, my doe. Okay. The witch just found just enthusiasm in that amount of cheer, honestly annoying. The very second you just are just more, I guess, down to earth, honestly, just like, yeah, now we'll get along. Okay. Now we'll be good coworkers. On occasion, I thought I could sense her presence nearby. Like she might reveal her form to me from beyond the darkness, instead of only speaking to me. I mean, she said she should be able to reveal her form. Like this, unless this is still like the weird, like the mansion is like in between whatever the next world is and the real world, then I guess, then sure, she still can't do it. But I wouldn't she be able to still show like maybe a ghostly apparition or something like that, some partial real form of hers, if that's what we're going with? Shouldn't she? Shouldn't she? Eh. I could feel her sitting beside me. The fire was nice. Just so. Do you still think you're Giselle even now? I suppose it doesn't matter either way. Sometimes I think love and fanaticism are two sides of the same coin. Okay, we are going to obsession, honestly. God damn it. Literally, oh my good god. It was the tip of my tongue, honestly, the entire time. But okay, then we're going straight into it. God damn it. Yes, honestly. Oh my good god. Like, what was that? I would even say, like, love in a sort of sense is sort of like, well, like, I guess healthy love would just be like a sort of healthy fanaticism or obsession, I guess. Like, you just want to be in the other's presence for a while, like, as much as you can, honestly. But, you know, moderately. Don't go that obsessive, please. Don't be yandere. Like, I want to be, I'll spend every second of my day with you, all that kind of thing. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. What are you implying? Oh, nothing. I have an idea, though. Why don't we make you some new clothes, my dear? The loom should still work. Thanks to your keeping everything in order. Again, I don't know why. I just don't like how that's phrased out. You're keeping or you're my being of this. Like, I don't know why. It just, I don't know why. It just upsets my brain. That outfit's an artifact of an age long past by now. You know how long it's been? Vaguely, but yes. I don't care about time. As we speak, time still marches onward. Not too quickly, and not too slowly. The same pace as you're breathing. We can breathe, oh my gosh. Does that mean if we hyperventilate, that means time will pass even farther? Now on your feet, Giselle. We have plenty of time, so let's make you the perfect maid's outfit. Man, like 200, 300 years have passed, and now you're in the perfect state to be my fucking maid now. Okay. Yeah, it was exactly what I thought, right? If we don't have enough materials, we can make more thread from the sheets or curtains. So okay, so literally just again, you only take the form of like and use materials for whatever the mansion has inside it. So man, Jacopo actually redecorating the whole place must have been a thrill for everyone involved. Actually, actually, man, new stuff. Maybe Giselle actually did start raising a dust bunny farm. Man, the possibilities are endless. If you have nothing else to do, why not raise some cattle? Following instructions, I wove garments in a style that did not exist in my era. They're quite strange to behold. The old me might have been stricken with fascination by them, but at that point, I wasn't even sure how to rejoice. No more glee, no more happiness. How to be impressed or how to be moved anymore. Yeah, okay, so just, yeah. Even, even when Michelle came up, yeah, emotions are just tempered or just completely, utterly numbed, which makes complete sense. 1500. I'm pretty sure we've already been going way past at least one or two doors though, right? So, and they haven't hinted or implied at or even touched upon them at all yet. So, is that actually right? Or it's literally just gonna go with the whole thing, just spending so many years in this mansion just so you can get Giselle into the perfect mind state as a maid, and then just jump all around willy nilly across time and space, honestly, and nothing else. Like for who knows how long. Like that'd be also maddening in a sense. Depends on how which you think actually would be worse. Sounds like rain again. Hmm. What year is it? Oh, it doesn't matter what year it is. Doesn't matter where it is either. As long as you're there, it could be anytime, anywhere. Where are you, Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever. And ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering that. Am I? Shell, come back to me soon. I love you so, so very much. The memories of you are starting to fade. What did your voice sound like? What kind of faces did you make? Where did you like to put your hands on me? don't want to forget. I want to always remember. My memories of you are the only thing holding me together, but they're slipping away from me. How did you speak? What kinds of things did you talk about? I'm losing all these memories. Please, Michelle, come back to me before I forget everything. My beloved master. The thought crossed my mind that maybe Morgana's guarantee that you would be reconstructed was just a lie to trick me into staying here, but I quickly discarded it. Be just last dashed amount of hope. Because she had been lying, it would strip all meaning from my very own existence. It would take from me my purpose for being here. So I didn't want to accept that possibility. I had no choice but to preserve my belief that you would return. And I always thought that I would be alright. My faith would never waver. I still believed in myself. But you can be the happiest, most optimistic, resolute person in the world, and you will still break eventually. And I was at that point where even the slightest tap would shatter me into fragments. That's still just being human. Or just the human condition, honestly. Again, it's always a weird thing in my brain, honestly, just like how to talk about, I guess, like the humanity, honestly, and something in the non-human, honestly. Several hundred years after I was enslaved within the mansion, something changed the very first time. Sunlight, which I had not seen all that time, shone in from outside. It was blinding. At first, I did not believe it was real. I thought it was a hallucination born of my own inner desires. And I thought I must have completely lost it from my fantasies that have escaped my mind. But it didn't matter if it was an illusion. The gentle breeze blowing in through the window felt wonderful. The smell of grass, the chirping of birds, the glistening blue sky. It was like 1,000 memories rushing back all at once. It brought tears to my eyes. The time has come, Giselle. You've been properly trained and conditioned to do my bidding. It's time for you to get to work. And as she always did, the witch's voice crushed my elation, dragging me back to reality. Reveling the sight of the outside was the last thing I should have been doing. For it was that moment that began my true decline. Work? What kind of work? Have you already forgotten? Oh, good heavens, do you have your head on straight, my dear? It's been thousands of years, milady! As I said, I need you to watch over the house, and show your utmost hospitality to those who show up. It's someone... This is merely an appetizer. Looks like someone's here. Hold on, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. The same thing you have been doing. Be a maid. Convince the house's guests this is a wonderful place. Make them enjoy their stay. Ah. Now go on. I'm quite looking forward to this. So that means the person that Jacopo never talked to the maid, honestly. The maid talked to other like real estate or homeowners that sold it and then it's sold it on to him, honestly, later on. I'm trying to think now about all that. Like, even with the family of Mel and Nellie, like, I'm trying to imagine now just the maid just like, now, okay, they're gonna buy this house. It'd be weird, honestly, to stay here. This whole family's living this generations. I'll just stay here in the background. And just sleep right into the staff, honestly. The bar has been removed, but will the door open? For so long, the door had refused to budge. For so long, light had forsaken these halls. For so long, there had been no trace of life. And now, all that had been turned on its head. I felt like I'd stepped into heaven on earth. I know it sounds melodramatic, so please don't laugh. It was almost certainly a perfectly ordinary slice of nature. Leaves and grass rustled in the wind. Flowers specked the earth. In the distance was a city I didn't recognize. I wondered where I was, of course, but I neither shuddered nor jumped in surprise. It's not, I don't know if this would be like, Will this be closer to the time that what was it, Yukimaza showed up? Thinking he was a beast, actually? I think that was definitely the earliest door, from my recollection. Instead, I found myself accepting of my circumstances, as unnatural as they might have been. As I was standing there, idly for the entrance, a carriage rolled up. God, could this road be bloody worse? It's indicted pavement on top of everything else. And who might you be, young lady? That outfit. Speaking a different language. The middle-aged man approached me. From his attire and the way he held himself, he appeared to be upper class. But the words coming out of his mouth were not the language I had grown up speaking. Could the mansion have moved somewhere far, far away? In more ways than you could ever imagine. Naturally, I had no idea how such a thing was possible. And the longer I stood there staring at him absent-mindedly, the more incredulous he became. My immediate mission was to overcome the language barrier. Fortunately, I suppose, I was able to understand bits and pieces of what he had said. As merchants in the capital, my family did business with people from other countries, and as a result, I had learned a handful of words. The problem was, it had been so long ago, I had no confidence whatsoever in my ability to hold a conversation. Oh, I thought, like, honestly, from all this, the mage just gave ability, like, you can speak any language now, but or understand any language. I am a servant. Servant? Can't say I remember asking for a lady servant, but I suppose these things do happen. Doesn't much matter who they sent. Who are you? You are informed? Bloody hell, up to a great start, I see. Well, what can you do, I guess? Name's Hayden Rhodes. Oh, hi, Rhodes. Wait, what? Wait. I thought door 2 definitely was the earliest. What? What? It's definitely going all the way back around in time. I thought I expected that, but still. Just a tired old man. As I'm sure you've already guessed, this man was the Rhodes siblings' grandfather. He was also the first person served under as the maid. So then what happened to cause, the go back in time then, like, all of that? Well, I guess maybe you won't even realize it went back in time. Oh, and this song, actually. Honestly, like, what was it? I started like looked at the OST for the game and actually started listening to OST like quite a lot recently. Technically, I'm still like writing, listening to it like when I had to drive for work. Honestly, like I listen to it a lot. It's a really nice track. I love it a lot. For a member of an esteemed and noble family, Hayden was a bit on the eccentric side. He only hired a handful of servants, claiming he was not fond of clamor. There was a single chef, a physician, a servant to take care of all the cleaning, and then me, who served as his own personal assistant. When we get the chance, Hayden would chase me down and make me practice proper etiquette. According to him, I had much to learn. You are at least technically a servant of the Rhodes family, young lady, so I can have you going around playing the country bumpkin act. Yes, sir. And we'll have to do something about that accent too while we're at it. I have an accent? Everyone has an accent, even my own, even like growing up, honestly, in the state. Yeah, and especially just like me just picking up random words, honestly, from nearby. I've been taking a lot of words, honestly, and just using them both ironically and unironically from so many places. Think that bloody molasses. Like this is definitely, yep. The very second this character said bloody, I was like, oh yeah, we're definitely in Europe now. Now I have no interest in sticking my nose in your business asking where you hail from. While you're here, you must act the part, young lady. Lucky for you, I'm retired and have all the time in the world. I'll teach you everything you need to know about proper etiquette. Like, did the family already move in here, or is it literally just Hayden? Alright. Speak up, will ya? Yes, sir. I don't know if I can do a changing accent. I just can't, okay? It did not go easy on me either. In addition to my day-to-day duties, I studied etiquette, the language, proper pronunciation, and formal diction. Well, I mean, after like hundreds of years of doing absolutely nothing and just milling about, I would say in some part it'd be a nice change of pace, a bit refreshing. Anytime I made the slightest mistake, he would shout his dissatisfaction. Oh, this is Melly's room, right? The background? Yeah? Wait, did I say Melly? Did I say Melly? No, Nelly. Listen carefully, a servant is the face of a house. A servant's gaff is her master's gaff. I do not know what gaff means. Always keep in mind, you're not just a maid. Quit gaffing off. You must always act with elegance and grace. You must always maintain your composure, if the house is falling down around you. Whatever happens, you must deal with it quickly and quietly. Sweep it under the rug. Your language must be immaculate. No ums, uhs, or pauses. Okay, I'm gonna be stuck like this forever then. Oh, good God, I stammer and stutter a lot, god damn it. For any reason. Yes, sir. What? What was that? No stammering either. Sorry. Bloody hell, you are not gonna make this easy, are you? Whose idea was that country bumpkin would make a good servant? I was give him a piece of my mind. I'm not from the country. I was raised in the capital. Is that so, huh? A prim and proper city girl, are ya? In that case, you should be a quick study. Absolutely. You can learn anything in a week tops, piece of cake. Is that so? Alright then, starting tomorrow and tripling your lessons. I didn't think this through. In addition to being my master, Hayden was my teacher. When he yelled, he grew twice his size and I shrunk to half mine. But it wasn't at all an unpleasant experience, because I knew he wasn't raising his voice to belittle me. The instruction may have been harsh, but it was human interaction. There were people around that I could talk to even, and that was wonderful. I was starting to regain some of my humanity. Nani, 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 nani. Love it still. And like me, you still got a long life ahead of you, young lady. You have no idea. I don't know what kind of life you lived. I can't imagine it's all been any easy. Not many servant girls your age without a home to go back to. Which is why you need to learn this. Once you get all the rules and customs down, you'll be able to hold your own at any noble's estate. You shouldn't have any trouble keeping yourself employed. I'm sure you think I'm just being a loud, obnoxious old man, but I believe we met for a reason, so I hope you'll stick with me. I don't think that about you at all like that, master. Was that an I sensed? You're a remarkable man. One more time. I deeply appreciate your generous consideration, master, from the bottom of my heart. Aye. Just a slight expression change made all the difference. That was sweet. Didn't know how much about Hayden's situation, why he had retired to this mansion all alone, away from the rest of his family. Anytime I asked about them, he would say, "It happens sometimes," with a melancholic frown. Before long, 2 years had passed. At that point, my etiquette had improved enough to satisfy his high standards. That time, the mansion underwent a number of decor changes. As Hayden brought in sculptors to work in different areas of the house. The fucking wallpaper now has color to them. Finally! Finally! He also sealed off one of the rooms that were not in use, such as the observation tower and the chapel. It's a sad thing, seeing areas with so many memories for me falling into disuse. As a mere servant, I had no say in the matter. In addition, Hayden seemed to greatly enjoy renovating the house, so I watched him warmly. The furniture was all gradually replaced, gorgeous paintings hung on the walls, colorfully patterned curtains installed. And the rose garden. And a brilliant rose garden had planted. These roses come from all across the world. Nowhere else can you see so many different varieties in one place. It's beautiful. Did you know that in the city, people are starting to call the mansion Rose Manor? Rose Manor. I think there used to be nothing but weeds here. Amazing how much has changed. I never thought I would see this garden turn into something so beautiful. Are you fond of roses, young lady? Yes, red ones especially. Is that the reason why the white rose changed to red? Like, here's a more beautiful flower for you, white-haired lady. And my next thought was literally just, if you don't like your white hair, then we could just turn you ginger. Okay. Red roses mean a great deal to me. They remind me of a time long past. Given one as a gift, were you? No, I believe I was the one who gave the rose. So red roses are a symbol of my feelings. They're very precious to me. Gave you a rose as a gift. You plucked it from its stem and placed it in my hair. Am I remembering correctly? No, it's still spot on. My memories are so vague now. Can't remember the look in your face that day. There are some kids who like to give roses to myself. Who? My grandchildren. Oh my, you have grandchildren? Aye, though we haven't been in touch for some time. I saw them was 4 years ago, when my second grandchild was born. When what? The sweetest girl in the world with lovely flaxen hair. Oh hi, Nellie. She's gonna be a real beauty when she grows up. Anyway, they're wonderful kids. And one day, I want to hand this garden over to them. Each and every rose containing my hope that they'll lead comfortable, healthy lives free of strife. I'm sure your wish will come to pass. Your grandchildren will have wonderful lives. Aye. So I'm assuming after Hayden's passing? Like, if that's... I don't know if, like, that was, like... Well, if, like, if Mel and Nellie's dad was also called Hayden, it'd be, like, the whole numbering thing. Hayden the third or whatever, but... If this Hayden died, then their family moved into this mansion, honestly, then? And probably that scene actually we saw of them playing together in the garden actually was, like, probably, like, very soon after they moved in here, maybe? But I got the sense they were living in this place for a while. Not even just, like, recently as kids and then growing up until when they're teenagers. Well, I guess they're... No, because I was gonna say, like, maybe they would just be, like, 21 or older, but no, because I'm assuming just because of betrothal contracts and all that, it tries to be 18 or younger, so yeah, teenagers. The grief of not having you around still weighed heavily on my mind, but I was slowly approaching contentedness. Life with Hayden was slow and uneventful, peaceful and relaxing. Imagine my heart was seeking anything to alleviate the pain, and it found that in the beautifully remodeled mansion, the garden blooming wildly with roses, and my time with Hayden. I was even beginning to think this life was enough for me. That I would be okay with this being the end. It meant more of the tranquility I felt. I was like a coward, considering giving up the fight. Please do forgive me for ever considering such a thing. Again, don't even ever think like that again. Like, it's gonna be, like, at a certain point, like, it's been hundreds of fucking years, honestly. How many times did I repeat, honestly, that? Like, as I mentioned before, like, just never feel like you have, like, you are obligated to something like that. If you waited for so long and did your best, honestly, and still nothing came of it, then sometimes it's better to just cut your losses or, like, approach a different way, honestly. That's the only thing you really can do. Yep, creaking chair. Just realized, hopefully, like, I don't, this whole episode doesn't, like, I don't sound too weird. I just recently just moved, moved rooms back up to upstairs to, where I used to sleep as a kid. Instead of, yay, the basement, so hopefully it doesn't sound that weird. I have a lot to do, honestly, still to, what was it, I guess, reorganize and restore all the stuff in here, actually. There's a lot of things on the floor, actually. And I don't even have a desk. I have this, like, fold-up table. You probably see, like, a yard sale or whatever, actually, and using that. Man. There's still a lot I need to do. Please do forgive me for ever considering such a thing. He didn't seem to be in high spirits that day. A gift had apparently arrived from the son who lived far away. It was a tea set, some leaves, and a small jar of sugar. Miss! Oh. How can I be service, master? Bring me a pot of this, would you? Be careful to steep in it for too long. You want it to get just right for the best flavor. As you wish, master. You seem quite pleased. Psh, why would I be? A boy shunned his own man for years and a paltry gift and a whim. I'm just entertaining his fancy. Your tea is ready, master. Ah, wonderful smell. Me first thought was poison. Oh my god. Tea and roses are life's best damn spices. Do people put roses in tea to steeped rose tea? Okay. I bet it's a thing somewhere. Someone's tried. Now let's see what that boy chose for me. If it's no good, I'll sure to write him an angry letter. A long, lengthy worded letter. He looks so happy. He must really love his family. It's a little bitter. Should I brew another pot then? No, it's not your fault. Put more sugar in. What's the thing that leaves? Would you like to add some sugar then? It was a small jar of it with a tea set. Now that's some bloody fine sugar he's procured. White as snow and sparkles in the light. I mean, sugar kinda is like crystals. Well, I don't want to go into nerd territory then. He chose it just for you, master. Bloody hell, what demon possessed him? Apparently the good kind or inner demon kind. Alright, give me 2 spoons then. Just drop 2 spoons straight into the pot and this dissolves. No sugar. Yes, master. And that just tastes like iron. Here you are. Splendid. This is some exquisite tea. The sugar balances the bitterness, the leaves perfectly. Guess that boy does have some... Master? Yeah, I figured. Master! Master! The doctor! I need for the doctor! Water. I'll get you some water. I'll get you some water right away. So please, hang in there. Thanks to the quick treatment provided by his personal physician, Hayden survived. Okay then. At least there's that. Okay, just don't scare that like that again, please. Jesus. But he didn't make it out with much more than his life. He was permanently bedridden by the affair. Evidently, the sugar I put in his tea had contained poison. Interesting. So... Well, I guess he can't really put in the liquid because it's tea leaves, so... Huh. But in the sugar itself, which had done irreparable damage to his nerves and muscles. Most of his body was completely immobile except for his left arm. Can you even speak? Can I bring you something? Some water? I have had more than my fill of water. You don't need to wait on me head to foot. Well, maybe you like some company. That face says you need to distract yourself by working. Remember what I told you? Noble family servants must always act with elegance and grace. Must always maintain your composure. But how can you expect me to remain composed? If I only examined the sugar more thoroughly. Never would have noticed, young lady. I examined the sugar, didn't see a bloody thing wrong with it. It was a mix with arsenic or whatever. I think arsenic or cyanide is like mixed. It's white, I guess, white powder, I guess. It's damn crafty, that's for sure. How would he do this? His inheritance, I presume. This thing must have come up and he needed money quickly. There's no reason to poison your own father. Blood is nothing but an obstacle to ambition. Or maybe you just hated me. How can anyone hate you? That's like we said, the me you know. Yeah, okay, I'm immediately getting reminded again of that one thing in Higurashi about friends and secrets, honestly. God damn it. That's what could be said of the me you know. But when you live as long as I have, you're bound to make an enemy or two. I mean, I feel like you were, I guess, more harsh, honestly, back then. Or the whole thing of, like, people just wanting more power, honestly. Just the fact of, your own, like, just how you're born into some family line, I guess. I guess that would make sense. Again, yay, pride, honors, and all that. Mine just happened to be my son. I was planning to give him everything anyway. He didn't have to do this, so all would have been his. Master? Killing me doesn't accomplish anything. Because it doesn't much matter anymore. Say, can I ask you something, young lady?
What can I do for you?
I don't want to get out that Hidden Rose is poisoned, so could you tell people that I passed peacefully with a beautiful nurse tending to my every need?
You're not dead yet. Please don't talk like that. You're scaring me.
No stammering.
But...
I'm not saying it'll happen immediately, but I am an old man, and one day you'll wake up and I'll be gone. It's about my own pride, not my son. The last thing I want is to go out with a black spot on my name. Tell me you do this, Giselle.
He's never said my name before. As you wish.
Thank you. You're a peculiar girl, you know. Sometimes you seem greener than the leaves in summer, and sometimes you seem like you've seen 12 kinds of hell. And every so often, you seem not of this world. Your skin is pale, your hands as cold as ice. At one point I thought you might be death himself. That's probably where she got that death mark idea from for the fake door. But I was wrong about that. You have too big a heart to be a death. You care too much. You must be carrying a very heavy cross in your back.
What am I supposed to do? I don't want to lose you, Lord Hayden. I don't want to lose this life.
You have someone, don't you, young lady? Someone you're dying to meet again?
Yes, but I don't know anymore. I don't know how long I'm supposed to keep waiting. If this doesn't happen soon, I don't think I can hold myself together much longer. I was so close to breaking down. It was you who kept me on my feet.
Was it literally just seeing, like, I guess the white hair girl show up in, like, each door was like enough to keep her going? Because that painting? Which again is just goes to a whole weird thing in my own brain, actually. I'm sure you try to remain strong plenty of times. So give me some different advice then. A trick for when you think you're losing hold of yourself. Build a cocoon. Wrap yourself in a little warm blanket cocoon.
A cocoon?
A sturdy shell to keep your weak inner self safe. This world has no interest in protecting you, only swallowing you whole. So you mustn't readily expose your true self. You build a cocoon, and you play the role you need to play. That way, the real you will remain unharmed. That's good advice. It's not pleasant to hide yourself like that, but it's better than letting the world crush you. But a word of warning, spend too long in the cocoon, the real you is liable to disappear forever. Yeah, no, that all makes a lot of sense. You'll be swallowed up by your own protective shell. You'll be fine with whoever it is before it's too late. Now, I think I'll get some sleep. All this talking's worn me out.
As you wish. Good night, Master. See you in the morning.
Aye, see you in the morning, young lady. Next day, Hayden was dead. Yeah, I was already thinking that. He strangled himself with his left hand. What? 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 What, alien hands did him or something? Or...
I should have been more attentive. I should recognize how much pain he was in, how much a crushed and had been betrayed by his own family. I should have realized how he truly felt, how fragile he really was.
And that's where that whole advice comes in.
I fell into a hopeless gloom. I hardly readily believed that the quiet life I'd finally attained had been shattered in the blink of an eye. Hayden's and their servants quickly went their own ways, and I vividly remember the dirty looks they all gave me. Everyone who knew how he had died assumed I had done it. I had no reason to kill him, though. But they had more than enough to believe so, for I had indeed been the last person seen alive. And I held firmly to the story he had asked me to tell. While I was unable to convince the other servants, his family was far more accepting of the story that he had departed for the next world happily. Though that did not make the truth any less heartbreaking, especially since I was the one who knew it. does this always have to happen? I was happy. I can never seem to keep hold of it for more than a flash. Despair always comes marching in to rip it away. What? What am I doing here? What kind of person were you, Michelle? What kind of person was I? Oh my dear, you look positively miserable. Oh hi, I thought you would just be talking the entire time, like when Hayden was like teaching etiquette, but no, apparently, okay. Why should you despair to death as some strange old geezer? Morgana. Was Hayden one of those whom you wish to be reconstructed? I have no interest in that wrinkled bag of bones. And if he was one of them, do you really think I would let him go so peacefully? Peaceful? You call that peaceful? You call his misery peaceful? I most certainly do. Again, suffering, it feeds on it. Eh. And since you do not seem to understand this, the pain of death lasts but an instant. The worst torture can only be inflicted upon the living. Setting two loved ones against one another, manipulating one into taking the other's life, and forcing to live with that. The stage hasn't even been set yet, my dear. And you would have me play a part in that? I guess that definitely was yeah, that was the commonality between all of them. Literally just cause great despair and have them wallow in it, which is literally all of that. Indeed. You agreed to accompany me. You're here to be my guide. Guide? And you're doing a wonderful job of it so far. What, like she's meant to be just a, like Morgana just suddenly just there in your own body, honestly, just watching through your own eyes. You're my guide, you're my eyes and ears, literally speaking, honestly. So, ugh. I haven't done anything, though. Oh, but you killed that old man, did you not? It's literally just just the presence alone is just enough, actually. Doesn't even matter what anyone does. It's literally just the fact that you're there and nothing else. That's even more depressing. Thanks to you, my wish is one step closer to fruition. What do you mean I killed Hayden? You mean to claim you didn't? Tell me, who was it that put the poisoned sugar in his tea? Oh, yay, more gaslighting, wee. No, I didn't mean to. Your intentions are irrelevant. Yes, they do, kind of, actually. They do. They really do a lot. Hey, they really, really fucking do. Shut the fuck up. Everything moves along the path forged by my wish. You shall continue to follow its will. You know what? I'm done feeling like this. I don't want anyone else to go through what Hayden did. And what are you to do about it? I'm done listening to you. Without me, you had no influence over this world. Nope. Nope. Instead, it would just, even though none of the other characters that we've seen, like, have, like, heard the whispering of the witch, there's definitely some things at play, honestly, in the world, actually. But then that would kind of just mean that, I'm trying to think that, did the witch have a sudden hand in, like, changing how Maria changed how she saw Jacopo? Because I'm assuming, obviously, that they actually did meet up, and they decided to hang out for a bit, and they went back to the mansion and talked, and like maybe there is when she got influenced to maybe think that way. Could be that if we're thinking that, if like I'm trying to think of all the different powers, honestly. You just keep saying the same words twice over again. Yay, I feel like Reina again. But yeah, definitely. I'm trying to even figure out like how much sway or power that has over it. With this whole thing of like, there's a limit, honestly, or like, what is the whole thing of like just controlling someone actually is the extent of all its power. It's mostly just to rely on indirect methods of making sure things go the way it wants. Like that's way less, I guess, power draining, I guess, in a sense. I'm literally just spitballing random things, honestly, of like, I guess, what power like the curse has over everything, honestly. So I'll die, but I'm immortal. You're immortal, dear. I'll save my own life right here and now. I grabbed a nearby knife and held the tip against my breast. My hands were shaking, my heart pounding, my whole body was racked with terror, but I could have sworn I heard Morgana gasp. This is her one weakness, I thought. What are you thinking? Don't do this, Giselle. Don't be foolish. Put the knife down, right now. I'm done. I'm done trusting anything you say. Giselle, put the knife down! I missed you so very much, Michelle. I want nothing more than to see you again. But if my being Morgana's guide is gonna cause other people suffering, then I can't. It's all over, Morgana! Huh? There's no blood? Not even pain. Why? Absolutely brilliant. I told you not to be so foolish, but you wouldn't listen to me. Such a silly girl. I really am stuck like this. I couldn't even die if I wanted to. Learning that absolutely crushed me. I wonder why. Like, the gas was there, mostly just, get more suffering from Giselle, I guess, in a sense. That, or just, didn't expect Giselle to actually do that, but I feel like it would come up at some point. Just be another kind of form of suffering, honestly, to live off of. When that absolutely crushed me, my backup plan, the one escape route I had thought available to me, had been ripped away. My spirit crumbled. I felt myself sinking to a vast darkness. I began losing my grip on myself. Which is when I recalled Hayden's advice. Build a cocoon. This was the option I had left. My final chance of protecting myself. Yeah, if the whole world is like, it's just gonna be torturing you, honestly, it's best to, like, keep it at a distance, honestly. Until you can find somewhere where you can actually shed it. In a safe area. If you ever can. Even just parts of it. So you can stay sane. Although, ultimately, I was unsuccessful in that endeavor, as you know. But by that point, my mind and spirit had all been lost. Eroded away by the years of solitude, the witch's whispers, the brief glimmer of happiness, and the eternal, boundless darkness that had left me in. It was in that moment that all light drained from my eyes. And it was in that moment that the maid was born. My name is Maid now. We're gonna see the two. Yep, okay, well, here we go. Oh, dearest Mel, come over here. It feels weird now seeing the scene again. It's like, sorry for everyone who's watching this, like, after the episodes or, like, the whole game has already been done. But, like, it's only been, like, recording for this a week or two apart. Because everything is busy going this entire year. So now it just feels surreal to revisit these same exact scenes like this. It does feel a bit weird. Oh, dearest Mel, come over here. There's so many beautiful flowers. Now, Nellie, there's no need to run. You're gonna fall, and you can't say I didn't warn you. Oh, hello. I've never seen you before. Are you the new maid? You're the new Lady Nellie. That is correct. It is an honor to serve you. Oh, did you do all this? I did not. The gardener was your grandfather, Lord Hayden's work. Oh, wow, is grandfather a wizard? Perhaps he was. I'm sure he'll be delighted to know you like it. Did grandfather like flowers? Yes, he loved them quite dearly. Wow, I love flowers too. I've never seen a garden with so many pretty flowers like this. Do you know this kind of flower is called a rose? Just like her name. Why, yes, they do sound alike. Rose and, Nellie? Oh, Rose. It took me too long, god damn it. And like the flowers, you are also a very sweet little girl. So what's your favorite color, Rose? I like all colors. If you don't like any the most, that's too bad. My favorite is pink. Pink ones are so pretty. Indeed they are. Jeez, there you are, Nellie. Oh, my apologies. Please don't mind my sister. Oh, not at all. We were having the most wonderful time. That's good. I imagine we'll be seeing each other around, so it's a pleasure to... Dearest Mel, let's see what the inside's like. Mother says I have my own very own room. Slow down, Nellie. I beg your pardon. The inseparable siblings ran out toward the mansion, hand in hand. It was a heartwarming sight. The next moment, when they stood inside, I saw something else. The darkness enveloping the mansion seemed to flare up, the open door gaping maw into his hungry bowels. The whole house looked as though it was cackling. It was, I presume, the witch Morgana's madness taking form, manifestation of how she felt now that her centuries in the making wish were bearing fruit. I wonder if there's actually a weird selection process, honestly, for who they decide to focus the tragedies on. Those two children were the ones Morgana had been waiting for. Had I still any willpower to fight left in me, I would have taken them by the hands and sent them somewhere far away. I would have done something before the house swallowed them up. But instead, I just gently lowered my eyes. I mean, after all that, what can you really do? Misfortune would surely sink its teeth into those two children before long. It's the same thing of like how it was like for her own door, honestly. It's just like lots and lots of more parallels and just how she was like conditioned, honestly, and like all the things and hardships she went through. Now that I'm doesn't feel like anything she really does would even help at all. It's almost just like doesn't even really have a choice in it. Never mind the whole 100 years things, honestly. If a slightly like something happy comes up, like that just comes crashing down a violent or just traumatizing way. Yay. Ugh. Misfortune would surely sink its teeth into those two children before long. Pain and misery would befall them. I knew no good lay ahead for them. My heart had all but frozen solid. I had my hands full taking care of myself. So I let Hayden's beloved grandchildren fall into the witch's hands. I was, for all intents and purposes, Morgana's marionette. A puppet on the strings dancing of fate. Ah, at long last, it has arrived. The time I've been waiting for so long for has arrived. Darling, devoted Giselle, I know not how to describe for you the fiery excitement burning within me. Oh, I know. I can tell you my story. It's exactly what the mild-mannered little boy once did. They did? Or what they will do? You'll be open to listening now, won't you, my dear? And you'll surely understand that I'm doing nothing wrong. Because you're my ally, my trusty servant. You and I, we live in the same world. We're as close as family. We're blood, or we found family? Are we not? Yes, as you say. Just agree with everything, just to let it pass over you. So let's curse them. All of them. You're not gonna explain what exactly I guess, Mel did wrong, any sense? Let us inflict a pain worse than physical torture on them. Let's put their souls on the rack for all eternity. Curse them. Make them suffer. Curse them. Now listen carefully, Giselle. This is the tale of wicked men, my curse upon them. Okay. Are we going to have them, Oh, I thought we were just gonna get oh my gosh, we're in door 6 right now, right? So here's door 6.1, and here's door 6.2, 6.3 for all the, I guess, things involving, I guess, the people that were the main victims of the curse for each subsequent door. Okay. But for the sound of it, even though like door 2 took place like earlier in time, like does that mean like after? The most things I'm curious about is what exactly like did the family itself really run out of the mansion and then it just shifted over, or like literally the power of the mansion really just shifted over after it was done with this family and decided to then go all the way back in time and space to like just wait for Yukimaza's arrival. And the same thing as well with Jacopo, honestly. Just this random mansion just appears in this new developed world of the modern day New York City. Well, actually, yeah, I think it's like, yeah, definitely. Like, I think that the mansion came and settled in Pennsylvania from the railway system. Like, that's where its headquarters really was, or that's somewhere nearby there. So yeah. So, but it's gonna be interesting to see exactly, like, I guess, like, how it transitions from this tragedy all the way into the next one. Like, just the people who were like, I guess, like, had the witch's curse that set upon them. Like, after like all the damage is done, does the house stay on them until they die and all that? I think even Giselle mentioned that's what happened. So yeah, but I don't think, did she even say anything about what happened to Yukimaza's beast? Like, did she say one way or another if he died by old age or was finally slain down? I don't remember that at all. But she definitely did mention that Jacopo like lived the rest of his own life, like in a sort of like tragic state because everything happened with his wife that ran away and what happened with Maria. So yeah, that it definitely she stays with the family until the victim dies. So does that mean the family that gets run out then and everything else as well? I guess when the victim of the curse dies, then everyone in the house just has no more interest in staying there, just leave, just the same way if Hayden dies. So it's literally just that repeated cycle over and over and over again, then a cycle. The witch spat her curses for some time, the bile overflowing from her words, the pure, unadulterated hatred brimming within, consuming more than the horrifying things they described. She was brutally honest, each word a carefully sharpened blade of animosity. How much bitterness did you have to carry inside to become like her? How long did you have to feel nothing but hatred to become like her? I feel like if I let my guard down, I would be consumed by her enmity. It would become mine, and I would grow to despise them myself. All the while, I kept my mind on one single thing. That is, what was left of my mind, locked away into the shell of my own creation. It was that solitary truth that allowed me to hold on to my human emotions, to continue believing. I'm always waiting. I'm always waiting, my love will never fade. When I was still my old self, I called them master and would do anything for them. Michelle. That was their name. They were beautiful, they had pearly white hair and ruby eyes. Yeah, that's where it comes into play of the white hair girl showing up at some point. And taking an interest in it. Interest in them. They were gonna come for me. Oh. The memories are being painted over now. And if more time passes, honestly, you just see these, so many other tragedies, I guess even your, own, sense of identity just be lost entirely then. Oh boy. Shell, all I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, your fiery red eyes, and your snow-colored hair. Nothing else. And that's why, when I saw her that night, dripping from the storm raging outside, I thought, you're finally here. Because I didn't remember enough to know any better. You already know who I speak of, don't you? The person who called upon Rose Manor that fated stormy night. The girl with almost translucently pale skin. It's based on the witch's curse then, the Mel, then Yukimaza and Jacopo were the victims of said curse, but always the white-haired girl was always the catalyst for that tragedy to take place. It was literally just literally the witch mocking, honestly, Giselle actually for all this, actually, in a sense. Ugh, oh boy. They had chillingly white hair and eyes like jewels. Oh, what a beautiful girl. Her hair, her eyes, her porcelain skin. It all matches the person in my memories. She must be the one I've been waiting for. I appreciate the ship. If she is... And that's why you tried talking, bringing up old memories then. Isn't the matter? No, I just thought I felt something watching us. It's only imagination, I'm sure. Not your imagination, but perhaps some unseen force is watching you. Unseen force? Are you familiar with how people refer to this mansion? Rose Manor? Yes, indeed. It's called Rose Manor because you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose garden even at a great distance. But that is not what I meant. It is said that a witch resides in this house. A witch? I've never heard any such stories. You probably wouldn't have. It was a very, very long time ago. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. You have a peculiar presence about you. Should I consider that a compliment? A peculiar presence, she says. Does she sense something in me as I do her? This has to be her, then. Her name. You ask her her name. It's getting late. You should get some rest. The room has already been set aside for you. But first, may I ask you one thing? Yes? I do not believe you've given me your name yet. Given your name, don't do the Faye name thing yet, please. Please don't do that. My name is Michelle. I'm pretty sure it'd just be pronounced the same, wouldn't it? It'd just be spelled differently. Ah, I knew it. You are the one. What? You're the one I've been waiting for. I've endured so much anticipation this moment. So I can reunite with you. Came to this place to see me again, did you not? Held tight to those wonderful memories until you could come make it back to me. Never keep up hope. I always believed, and I hope you'll praise me for that. And I ask you to please say my name. To please make me... I don't know anything about you. I'm sorry, you seem to be confusing me for someone. We've never met before now. In this lifetime, anyway. If it really is, reconstruction, reincarnation, or whatever have you. You jest. You are Michelle, are you not? That is my name, yes, but it's a fairly common name. Surely you're confusing me with... No, that cannot be. That white hair, white skin, those red eyes. That name, the name of the Archangel. Everything about you is the same. How can you say you're not my Michelle? Please, Michelle, remember for me. Stay away from me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude, but, you would reject me. So sorry. I honestly don't know you. Do you care nothing anymore for the time we spent together? We have not spent any time together. Deny everything? I'm sorry. I see. So you feel nothing for me anymore. You don't need to say anything. I understand. You're feeling a great deal of disgust toward me. No, why? Or perhaps it's fear. Yes, you're always so kind. You would not easily allow yourself to succumb to hatred. I understand. Please forget everything I've said. Who are you? I am but a simple maid, nothing more. Yeah, most of the conversation was definitely skipped over in the first door. But I think I vaguely remember her saying, asking, I'm a simple maid but nothing more to her. Laughable, isn't it? I no longer recognize Michelle as anything more than a concept. Man or woman, elderly, infant, as long as they had white hair, red eyes, and the right name, that means they were you. I needed anything I could get. Again, don't blame you. I was so desperate the thought never even crossed my mind that she was not you. What do you think? See me like this, that I'm helpless and hopeless? It'd just be worse, actually, if it was. It would just be worse if it was Michelle, actually. Him. Just, a different form. And if my theory is right, then oh my dear God. Listen to this, Morgana. Michelle is back. She's finally come for me. But she does not remember anything, it seems. Not me, not her past, nothing. She saw me, was afraid, in fact. Are you listening, Morgana? She just cackles. Oh, darling, devoted Giselle. You poor, pitiful soul. Must have been quite harrowing. But don't worry, you still have me. Besides, this might not be your only chance. As long as you continue on, Michelle could appear before you again. Do you think she'll remember me next time? I can't say. It's up to Michelle. You do have another option, though. Forget Michelle yourself and seek out a new master. Someone who can be yours. Someone dedicated and faithful who needs you. Someone worthy of this mansion. Someone who needs me. That's right. Michelle didn't need you after all. It's alright. Don't worry. You have plenty of time. You don't have to, like, even if you, like, you're steadfast against, like, so often against someone you know is gonna be, has the worst out for you, the words will still sometimes seep into your body then anyway, your soul. And then their lurid love affair happens. So a combination of didn't even see it happening in front of you, or even, just keeping your eyes down and just, like, keeping yourself sane, honestly, yeah. Oh, I never actually realized, like, Millie actually had, like, a butterfly, like, sort of, relief or pattern on her dress. That actually looks really nice on her. I guess the one thing definitely, like, I keep mentioning before when going through some doors, like, if they're gonna slowly go through each one, like, showcase stuff, like, she decided not to talk about or share, honestly. That... Oh God, I lost my train of thought. She didn't want to showcase, like, her own tragedy off, like, that soon, honestly. And was trying to show these doors off in a sort of sense of gauge of this Michelle, actually, that we are in now in the Purgatory Manor, actually, did all that. But definitely, she couldn't help the victims of the curse too much because trying to keep herself, I guess, sane in a sense and keep her own hope going and just to figure out what's happening. It's raining again today. I kind of wonder what happened to him after he fled from the mansion, although I suppose it doesn't matter much to me. The witch is surely watching him. Such a dreadful storm. Sounds like someone crying. Then you decide to go out? I was, at that point, completely in my mind. Broken. My smiles, frowns, and gasps had all been replaced with imitations. Shortly afterward, the flaxen-haired boy moved out of the house and went on to become a priest. The girl fell ill a few years later, her disease eventually taking her life. But the boy never once returned home. The Rhodes family crumbled. I couldn't bring myself to grieve for them, or reflect on Hayden's sorrowful end. Oh, you didn't actually go out and talk to him, even though we definitely saw you do that, so... Either, again, more time travel bullshit going on again, of like going everywhere, or literally just the witch decided to take your form to talk to him. Oh boy. I simply waited for time to begin moving once more. And then it goes all from this door at 1603 to 1707. Oh, I thought we actually like see it like in a how the doors were chronologically, but then we skipped over Yukimaza's door, and we're going to the Capo's. Little remains be said about my broken self. As I stated before it began, this is the maid's tale. So I'd like to take this opportunity to elaborate on events I was unable to show you before. To behind the scenes. Oh yeah, like there was a lot of scenes actually in the second door, which Michelle, our character, would just like, nah, this is not interesting. Let me just look over here in this direction actually. So literally just if there was actually more that we didn't see in door 2 when we get around to it, just like, well, it's nothing but your own fault. You didn't want to pay attention to the story, so it's all your fault if you miss something important. That is, if you can bear listening to such a dismal, miserable story. Wait, this music. Alright, what, 1707? Wait, I thought that was further and like back in time instead, though, not forward. Did I misremember the names? I literally thought I wrote down I think I literally wrote down like the years, the things in put them in chronological order. But now it's actually okay. What we're seeing in chronologically in order, I guess. But like. Did I misread the year? Okay. I already told you my meeting with the beast, so I will begin the second tale from here. After Beast just slaughtered the merchant who showed up at the mansion, his mad laughter echoing through the halls. I'm more curious why he hasn't collapsed from loss of oxygen. Oh, did you hear that? I didn't remember the voice I gave from after all this time. Did you hear screams? He said I was a monster. A mutilated body lay sprawled across the living room floor. As you can imagine, that was my very first time ever seeing such a bloody mangled corpse. I cannot look directly at it, so I averted my eyes. Hey, you saw it? I just proved that beasts are stronger than humans. Physically, I guess. Indeed you did. I know. I got a great idea. Feast on the flesh, cannibalize, drink blood. You asked me if I wanted to become the master. And I said I did. Which means you work for me, isn't that right? So you do what I tell you to do, won't you? What would you have me do? So literally the next master, honestly, the witch Lily said, you should have someone that's devoted to you, it was this guy. Fun. Capital F, fun. Definitely not friends to do so together. Chop up his arms and legs and make a stew out of him. Yeah, the coffin ending lately just comes up, it's pretty apt. And don't you hesitate, you end up like him. Yes, master. He's trying to assert his total dominance over me. That's not proper behavior for the master. Although, I am the one who offered him the role. Do it. He's an utterly mad beast. But am I really all that different? Not mad beast per se, but I wouldn't say, like, completely... if we're going by this game's definition of, like, beast and human, honestly, then, like, you're kind of somewhere in between. But probably more on the human side, honestly. Just using this game's definition of the terms. There's blood all over my hands. Oh, it sounds like someone's laughing. Is it him? Or is it her? No matter what happens, it won't affect me. The Cocoon is not the real me. I was looking down at what could only be described as a pile of human debris now. I had done this. That fact did not register with me. I felt nothing at all. Not regret, not anger, not sorrow or despair. Put in the fire. He said he traded in spices. That should give him a unique flavor. What, you think he swallowed and his own skin was all rubbed up? He just rubbed his own skin with spices knowing that he's gonna be eaten like this? What? Or the whole thing of you are what you eat comes to play here? What? How am I supposed to work with this? I was quite simply puzzled. No one ever made such a request of me in my hundreds of years in the mansion. That's all I was. Puzzled. How do I make a human stew out of this? But he interpreted it as hesitation or fear. So he grabbed me by the shoulder, knocked me to the floor, and skewered me with that curious blade of his. Well, no wonder he couldn't kill you then. For the first few moments, he wore the deranged grin of his. The seconds passed, it slowly transformed into shock. No blood, no pain, no agony, like, can you please get off me, master? I need to finish your stupid fucking request. Not a drop of blood spilled from my breast. And the instant he realized it, I saw revulsion in his eyes. Him, of all people. Minukako, as he slaughtered others, was disgusted by a mere maid. It was absurd. So much so I almost wanted to cry. You. Is that all, master? Are you not going to dismember me? You could try to stab my face, or my neck, or my stomach, or any part of me. Maybe then I might die. Oh, now don't look at me like that, like some exotic creature. Stop that. Quit laughing. But I thought you loved laughing. Why should I? My only distinctive feature is my smile. I have nothing else. My hands are covered in blood, but I can still smile. It's ridiculous. I get it now. You're the witch, aren't you? Keep telling yourself that. I see. Only monsters are out of place here. Every so often I hear a woman's voice in my head. That's you, isn't it? Oh, so literally, even though every single door, like, sort of, involved, like we're in the head of the main victim of the curse, we always conveniently skip over him, I guess the witch's voice, honestly. That, or he's just that insane. Unreliable narrator to his own fullest, yay. Yeah. You're the witch! Monster, witch, maid. What am I? Who is Giselle? Michelle said she was spirited, true to herself. And she often laughed and cried and shouted. It's all warping. I don't know anyone like that anymore. I'm just a maid. Nothing but a maid. It's nothing more than a servant. The woman's voice he had said he heard was probably the real witch's, but I had no interest in that. I almost would have preferred not having to think about anything at all. Nothing would cause me to waver if my head was empty. A world without joy or sorrow sounds quite wonderful. But nothing ever went the way I planned. For the white-haired girl, whom I thought I would never see again, appeared before me once more, and then was made an example of and killed in front of you. It's just as much torture for all the victims here as it is for you. I was quite nearly in a panic. Beneath my perfectly practiced smile was a veritable storm of emotions. Faint hope flared up within my shell. Perhaps this time, Michelle will remember me. But that hope was, unsurprisingly, in vain.
Esta